Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Vertical Take with Jennifer and Taha. This is episode 58. Yes, whoa, indeed. And today we have a very peculiar guest. I've never seen him on any other interviews or anything with fans, as far as I'm aware. But he can correct me if I'm wrong. But we have Aaron Oberst today.
Daddy
What's up?
December. Like,
Hey,
okay, I got it out of my system.
love it. I just keep coming. I don't mind.
And next thing you know, she's like, "So, Daddy, for views, what do you do the most?" What you
I would
Oh
never
my God,
do
it's so funny. Yeah, I
No,
do have to
because
say,
I like to say the guest's name before I say the next question. So she's just gonna be like,
daughters call me Papa instead of Daddy because
Daddy. Yeah.
"I'm just gonna call
hey,
you Aaron, your government name." There we go.
you're
So Aaron
covering
or Mr. Oberst, for viewers meeting you for the first time, how would you describe yourself as an entertainer?
Yeah, that's a great question. I cast a wide net. I've done a lot of comedy and improv. For these verticals, it's mostly dramatic and romantic. So for most fans that know me from verticals, that's what you're seeing, like super intense, really broody, dramatic, intimate, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But me as a human being, not so much like that, really much at all.
Yeah.
Well, comedy, huge fan of improv, huge fan of comedy. I mess around all the time. And one thing that's fun about, one thing I love about verticals is they are so heightened and dramatic. And when we do those scenes, almost as soon as we yell cut or somebody yells cut, I go right back to smiling and laughing and making jokes. So that's the majority of my situation. But as far as an entertainer goes, I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of action, a lot of fighting. I mean, for these verticals, you've seen a lot of intimate stuff, a lot of broody, dramatic things.
Yeah. And as far as the comedy goes and the laughing and stuff, you kind of have to, because like you said, like it's so like some of these are just way intense. So if you don't kind of have fun on set, like
Yeah, what are we doing if we're not having fun? I mean, really. And at the time, I'm saying something that's just like, what?
yeah.
So I just have to laugh at it. There's times that I've said stuff and I say it, and then as soon as we're done with that scene, I just go, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. So what first drew you to entertainment? What was it
I
about?
actually grew up playing most sports. So baseball was kind of like my main sport, but I played football, basketball, ran track, did volleyball, swimming, golf. Yeah, played most things. So I thought I was going to be a pro baseball player. That was what I thought. That was my goal. That's what I was going to do. I was really good, so it wasn't like out of the cards necessarily. It just was a matter of hard work. And then I got hurt when I was a teenager, and my arm just wouldn't work the same anymore. Like it started turning purple. It was like a really weird situation. So I just couldn't really play anymore. And so I spent a really long time trying to figure out like what I wanted to do because I hadn't really thought about it. I was like, I'm going to play baseball. This is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And so I just bounced around, man. I did a lot of stuff. Studied physics. I went to Bible school for a second. I studied physics. I studied biology. I studied engineering. I studied calculus. I bounced around everywhere. I landed on a physics major, and then one day I was in the gym because I played sports. I've just always been an athlete, so I've just always worked out. I've always done athletic things, and so this one day I was in the gym, and I was taking differential equations, which is insane. Probability theory, which is like a high-level statistics course, and then I'm taking like a writing course and a history course, right? And I wasn't loving any of it, really, including the mathematics. I was like, dude, I don't think I can do this forever. And I was in the gym. I was doing these push-ups at the time, and I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? And in that moment, I felt like the answer was right under my nose, like, you know, that saying. And I took that literally in that moment for no reason whatsoever. And I was doing push-ups on this ball. It was a reactor ball, and my hands were covering the RE and the OR. So my right in between my hands, it just said act, really right under my nose. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I just signed up for a class, and that's how it happened. Yeah, that was in 2017. I had done I had done some random theater stuff like in college to like fill out my schedule because I was financial aid, so I had to go full time, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had explored it, knew that I liked it. I've always loved movies. I mean, when I was 10, me and my best friends went to the movies every weekend, and that lasted all the way until I was like out of high school. So I watched everything every weekend all the time and loved film and TV. I mean, I grew up with a single dad. And so I spent most of my time watching TV or films or whatever. And so I've always loved it. When I had that moment of that, I was like, oh, sweet, dude, it's a sign. I'm going to do this. And now we're here. That's where we're at.
So, Aaron, when did acting shift from being a passion to something that you saw was a full-time career?
Let's see. There were three. It was in three phases. Okay. So I bartended for 12 years, right? Hard. Bartended a lot. And I remember one shift pre-2020. This was in like 2019, I think. I was with a coworker, and she asked me, she's like, so what's your plan B? What are you going to do when this doesn't work out? Like, she said it like, and that's the way everybody approaches it in LA. Like, if you tell somebody you're an actor as you're trying to get like a restaurant job or something, they're like, okay, sure, dude. It's just the attitude of everybody. Like, this industry is 99% rejection, and that's not just the casting directors. That's literally everyone you tell that you're an actor.
Yeah.
It's no, you're not.
Right.
So my first one was, she asked me what my plan B was. I told her I don't have one. There is no, like, I literally tried to find so many different things that I wanted to do. I couldn't figure it out. This is the only thing that called to me in a way that fired up my soul. Nothing else really fired up my soul. Everything else was kind of just interesting, intellectually, or like fun for like a bit or something. That's kind of how physics was. Like, I'm interested in it, but it didn't ignite like a fire in me to like put the work in, if that makes sense. Because like those differential equations take like an hour sometimes. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not have fire for that.
Yeah, so, I get that.
That was the first one. When I found out I didn't have a B, which I kind of already knew, but it was like I solidified it in that moment. And then I had my first child in 2023, and I'd been struggling, you know, like I'd been booking a few things, commercials, not really much, like some short films. I was working for free if I had to, like, and about 4 months after I had my first kid, something happened where I just started booking stuff like way more often. And so that was August. And so from August till like the next June, I was pretty much working full time, but I was still bartending, right? So it was like, oh, okay, cool. This could be full time if I want it to be, but I'm gonna be broke, right? Like, that's kind of, but like I'm making enough to like survive. And then I had this inkling in that following spring to quit my bartending job, because the number of people, like, things that come across my path where people were like, yeah, you need to go full time, stuff like that, because it helps you just put more into it. And I was like, all right, well, okay, sure, but I have a family, so I got to be responsible, you know. And I had this idea in my mind. I was, you know, it'd be great if I could stop bartending June 1st, but I didn't say that to anybody really. And one of my buddies, who was this guy who did the sketch at the bartending gig that I was at the time, was like, hey man, do you still want to work here? And I was like, no. Because I'd really only been working, like, my shifts were 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday for like 4 or 5 hours. Like, it was like the pinnacle epic bartending shifts and schedule that you want as a bartender and an actor. That was what I was living. It was the best thing. And it's like, do you want to work here? Because I'd been showing up late to my 9 p.m. shifts because I was on set. Like that's kind of what was happening. Um, and so I was like, no, but I don't want to leave you guys high and dry. So when is a good time for me to not work anymore? And he was like, well, I think I could do it by June 1st. And I was like, say what? That was already like, I'd already decided that I was going to talk about that date specifically. And so June 1st, I was done. And then that month I booked first vertical lead, which was Feeling the Burn, which I guess is on Candy Jar. It used to be Galatea or Galatea.
Yeah.
And that was the first one I looked at that month, and I've been full time ever since, which is wild.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked on it. Yeah, it's been a journey, but yeah, that happened. I'm super stoked.
Well, yeah, because that had to have been scary because, when you told your family that was what you wanted to do, like, you wanted to go into acting full time, like, how was that conversation?
I'm very fortunate. My wife is a musician, and so she's artsy, and we both part of our whole relationship. I mean, before we had kids, we were together. We were married for 10 years before we had kids. So it was we've been friends for forever, and we've always been we've always had practical jobs. She worked as a bookkeeper, accountant, and I bartended, tips, all that kind of stuff. And it's you got to be practical. But both of us were like, dude, we need to find our purpose, our passion, the thing that we want to do, the thing that fuels us, right? Because as of now, when I go on set, I don't feel like I'm working. I'm working, I don't feel like it. Even when I'm doing my prep, even when I'm memorizing stuff and I'm memorizing 10 pages or whatever we're shooting that day, it's it's fun. It doesn't feel like work. Sometimes it's a little bit of a slog because it's okay, I got to memorize all these words. But then you get into it and you're like, oh, I get to pretend to be this character by myself in my garage for a second, which is super, super fun. And just find it, and you weave your way through finding how it feels and what it works and how it works. And then once you're on set, I mean, you throw away all that prep you just did because your scene partner is probably going to see everything totally different than what you expected. And then you just have to be cool, and you just roll with it. And so it feels so fresh and not like work for me.
Good.
So I'm very fortunate that my wife 100% supports me in that. The rest of my family, like I said, tell people that you want to be an actor, and people are like, okay, buddy, yeah, you should go to school. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Go be a literally do anything else, because the percentage is low, right? But it was the same percentage for me, even lower for professional sports, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't really like people telling me that I can't do something.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, I had some people that I met on this journey, other actors, creatives, whatever, that would tell me hey man, the average is 11 years from start to finish before you made it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a huge, and I've had a lot of other people tell me dude, the people that make it in this industry are the ones that don't quit. Yeah. And so I didn't quit baseball because I got hurt, but I could have figured out another way. I could have become a better hitter. I could have continued to play the field, and I could have tried to play in a different avenue. I loved pitching. That was my passion. So I didn't necessarily want to do those other things. But in my mind, I have to quit baseball. And so when it comes to acting, I'm just no, I don't want to quit. I'm not into it. And I'm at the stage now, I've been working pretty hard, and I want to keep working pretty hard, and I've gotten a little bit of momentum, and it's one of those things I've gotten far, I've dedicated this much time. If I change lanes, if I shift it up, it's I got to start all over again, and I just don't know what else I would switch to be honest. I mean, the only other thing would be some kind of hot, it'd be cool to build stuff, I don't know. Even then, what am I building? Furniture? I don't go buy it at IKEA. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know what else I'm necessarily super passionate about, but I do know that there's a large part of me that feels like this is what I was made for, which is an odd thing to say, but You know, like my life has been the way that it is, where I've had a vast swath of experiences that not everybody has, both good and bad, so that I
Mhm.
can genuinely sympathize and understand most people, just from things that I've been through or things that I've had to deal with my family or with friends,
Yeah.
you know, whatever tragedy, like all those things that my life has not been fully normal, right? Like it lends
Yeah.
itself to a deeper self-expression, and I just feel like I have to do that. Like I mean, the answer's under your nose. I looked down, it said act. I'm okay,
Well,
like
yeah.
let's do it,
Well,
you
see,
know what I
that
mean?
was
Like,
what I
all
was.
right.
Yeah. Well, see, that was what I was going to say. Is you're talking about how you don't see yourself doing anything else, but like I feel I'm a firm believer in what's going to happen is going to happen, and I feel like all those events that took place is leading you to where you're at now. I mean, from
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
100%. I mean, and that's the way I feel. And even though, like, in the moment, I mean, my favorite mental picture. This is what has kind of helped me get through a lot of these like weird moments in this industry specifically. Because even now, like, I've taken time off to have my newborn, but like,
yeah.
I'd love to be working a project tomorrow. But I just like I kind of missed the because I had taken this time off. I kind of have like I don't necessarily have anything booked next, if that makes sense, right? Because I decided to take time off. So like as male and as somebody who provides for my family, I'm feeling the like weight of that, and I'm like, oh, sick. You should probably get to work, dude.
Yeah.
But like whatever. It's I don't even remember what I was trying to say now that I'm thinking about that, because now I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably get to work.
No, no, but it's funny because I mean, it's not funny, but every person that we've spoken to that has that has said that we've asked what their plan B is, like if it doesn't work out, they don't have a plan B because they say that if they have a plan B, then they're just going to go to plan B instead of sticking with this. So yeah,
That's the story. I mean, if you really want to have a plan B, just get a hobby, and
yeah,
then maybe get that like monetize that hobby now so that you can have some like extra income. But for me, like I'm down for that specifically, but
yeah,
I don't want to leave doing this. This is really what I want. Like this is
yeah,
the thing that feeds my soul, really.
and you're good
I don't
at
even remember
it.
what was it. Hey. Wait, what was the question? I feel like I had a really good answer and then I got distracted.
Can you tell us about your first paid acting role? Was that Feel the Burn?
Yes. No, it was not the burn.
Oh,
Um, first paid acting role was I'm trying to think because there's two answers. I auditioned, so I had a friend when I was in San Diego, I went to college in San Diego for a year, and I met a bunch of people filling out my schedule for acting, right? So I did this stage movement class, met a bunch of really cool people. One of the dudes named Carlos, black dude named Carlos. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I hope he sees this because I think it's the funniest thing and it's the best. Um, he hits me up and he's like, "Hey man, I'm directing this movie, and I have a supporting role that I think you'd be great for. Do you want to read for it?" And I was like, "Oh, sick! Yeah, of course I do, dude." So I go in, botched it completely. Probably the worst, like one of the worst auditions I
oh,
think I've probably ever done. It was in person, which was like the first one also that I've ever done. So nervous, so nervous. And then I didn't get it, right? Obviously, because it was one of the worst auditions I've ever. And so I didn't get it. And then I hit my buddy Carlos up and I was like, "Hey man, I know I didn't get it. No hard feelings. I understand. But can I be a PA? Like I just want to learn. Like I want to be on set because I knew that I wanted to do this, right? And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
well maybe if the plan B, if acting isn't the thing, maybe I have another job within this industry because there's for one movie, you got thousands of people doing a bunch of
Right.
stuff,
mhm,
and they're all working at an excellent level for what they want to be doing and what they love, right? So
yeah,
it's really cool and it's so collaborative in that respect. So I was like, all right, sick. Can I be a PA? And he was like, yeah, dude, no worries. And he was like super stoked on that. And then I was on a production meeting 2 days before, and I was in this production meeting, and Carlos and his executive producer jump on, this guy Brandon, and they're like, "Hey man, so what would you think about playing the role that you auditioned for?" And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Is that a thing? And they were like, "Yeah, the dude dropped out, and we need somebody in 2 days. So how do you feel about that?" I was like, "Dude, let's do it. I'm down." He's like, "You gonna memorize it?" I'll do whatever you want. I don't care. I'll memorize everything.
Yeah.
I don't mind. So that ended up being my first like paid gig. And then after that, I did a ton of background. And then my secondary one that I would consider to be my like first one was for the next, like, I didn't book really anything after that. I did some background, and then it was like COVID and nobody's doing nothing. Because that was in 2021. So we filmed that like in the height of all the, like, you know, everybody, barely anything's happening in the industry. And so still nothing was happening after that. And I was submitting and trying to audition and do all that stuff, wasn't booking anything. And then I booked my first Rise of Kingdoms commercial the following May. And yeah, and I would say that was probably my first acting gig that I fully booked like on my own. Because even that film was like, he hit me up, I watched the thing, I just happened to be around, super pumped on it, right? Like, it was a very fortunate event for me. But then that Rise of Kingdoms one, that was me, dude. That was all me. I got that one. And then oddly enough, I've done hundreds of Rise of Kingdom commercials. And when I say hundreds, that's not an exaggeration, because we would usually shoot like 5 spots a day. And for like 3 years, I did at least 1, if not 4 of those days a month. So I would be in like 10, 20 spots, and they do like super, super quick, and they're super funny and like comedic, and they're great.
Yeah.
And so that first like actual gig that I scored, dude, I got to work with them for like, I mean, I still work with them every once in a while, but I've been doing these verticals, so I haven't like my schedule has been a little bit taken up. We'll say that.
Yeah. Just a little bit. So are these commercials online? Like, can we find those commercials?
I'm sure they are.
It hasn't popped up. Jennifer, I told you that I saw him in a commercial back in December.
Did you really? I love that. That's so funny. Let me see. I'm gonna go to YouTube right now, and I'm gonna type in Rise of Kingdoms. Rise of Kingdoms flight attendant. Because they have brought me in to be a flight attendant like 10 times.
Wait a minute. I feel like I have seen something. Okay, I'd have to look at it, but yeah, I feel like when you said flight attendant, something triggered in my mind. But I could be thinking of something else.
Oh yeah, there's one. Found one.
Oh, it is on. So it is. So they are on YouTube.
Let me see if I can copy this link, dude. Copy link.
I will. I'll link it for all the viewers.
Oh, this is so ridiculous. So the first time they wanted me to be a flight attendant, I don't know why, but I thought I would be like a super sassy gay man and Southern. And I was like, let's do it. And then they liked it. And then they just kept putting me in. Eventually, I mean, I did one flight attendant one where they literally put me in like long gloves and a dress and full makeup and a wig. Oh. I won for one of those commercials. I also won a beauty pageant that way. It's amazing. Those commercials are so like, they're so much fun. But that, like, to go back to your very first question about people who first meet me as an entertainer, which I think is a great word to use. If you look at me in verticals and then you look at me in Rise of Kingdoms commercials, you will get the total, like, just exact opposite of each other. They're ridiculous. They're great.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'll have to look that up because you got the link there. But wow, it's so interesting, especially like when you guys, like, before we knew who you all were, and then we see like how you got to verticals, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a wild ride, man. And I personally, I've been casting a wide net for a long time because I just work and gain experience and just get better.
Yeah,
I feel like the more weird stuff you do, the better you get, because it like puts these new synapses in your brain. So I have a bunch of random stuff out there, dude. I was a regular on this dude's YouTube channel. I played his uncle. We did a lot. It was like a kids channel, so we did random, really fun stuff. I went skydiving for that channel, bungee jumping. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, how did it feel the very first time you saw yourself on screen?
Embarrassed is the wrong word. It's not embarrassed. It's more just like, oh, like I would notice things that don't work, because I've been watching film for forever, film and TV. So watching myself and knowing the moments that I lived, it's like I know what it felt like in front of the camera, and now that I'm watching it, now I can see what it looks like, and being like, oh, that didn't work at all. It felt great in the moment, didn't work. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll see something and be like, yeah, dude, you nailed it. That doesn't happen as often. It's more like, and it's interesting too, because you know yourself. You see yourself in the mirror all the time. Like when we first got on this call, like you see yourself and you're like, oh God. It's just it's a normal thing for you to judge yourself so harshly, especially because you also know yourself. You know all your own idiosyncrasies. You know the random thing that you do that your dad did that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I still do this. But nobody else does that. So like I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, that's my dad, or like, oh, that's my grandpa, or like, oh, dude, I can't believe I just did that. That looks so stupid. But nobody else thinks that, which is kind of wild, because they don't know me. They only know that character, which is great. And that in itself is freeing, because then you can start making really weird choices with other characters to just be like, that's this guy. That ain't me, dude.
Yeah.
It's awkward, but now that I've done it enough and I've watched enough, it's not as big a deal. The first time was like, oh God, why? What? You want to do this? Are you sure? Dude. And then I'll, like, I remember first time, dude, because I have different, like, my nose has been broken so many times. Like, my nostrils are two different sizes. It curves to one side. I got this profile, and then like this profile is a little bit different because it like looks. I notice it. Hardly anybody probably notices it. Maybe everybody notices. I don't know. If you do notice, don't tell me. Figure it out. But it's like
everyone has a good side.
Yeah, but it's like you just notice those things, and I'm like, oh God, look at that angle. Ooh, chins. What are we doing? And you just get used to it, I guess. And then as you learn, as I've learned, I've stopped doing some of those things. Other things I just still have, like I could work on my posture all day long. I'm so tired of seeing myself slouch. I just can't.
I know. I get that. So how do you handle emotionally intense scenes?
I knew this was going to happen to me when we started talking about this. I'll probably get emotional talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So what I had mentioned before about knowing, having a large swath of things that I can probably understand in people, have what I would like to call a well of pain. It's just a well of pain. And you can dip a toe in it, or you can jump in it. And it just lives there. It's right there. You just get into it. And handling those, I think for me is, I had an acting teacher one time tell me that every emotion is totally fine, right? And we know that, like, it's okay to feel, right? But a lot of times what happens when you're feeling really intense emotions is you bring the story of that emotion with you. Like, so that emotion comes with an experience from your past or from whatever the story is that leads to that emotion. That's what your brain thinks of, and then you start like ruminating on it, and then everything kind of like, sticks with you for a while, and then you just feel weird and gross or whatever it is. But emotions don't necessarily have to come with a story. So for me, I've kind of, and I don't know if this is health. I don't know if this is healthy necessarily. I just have this well of pain with the whole spectrum of emotions that don't necessarily have a story. And then sometimes there will be a trigger, which could be like part of a story, or maybe I'm not getting into it enough and I have to think of something very specific. But then I can just let that go once I'm in it, and then let whatever we're doing feed the emotions. Um, and then there are a lot of times, I mean, this has happened to me a bunch of times where I'm doing a scene that doesn't have any emotions, not any at all, but it's like it's not calling for something intense. And then my scene partner will say something in a way, and it'll literally, like, I can feel it enter my body, and I'll get chills, and I can feel all that pain come up. And I can be like, oh, this is hitting me in a way that I wasn't prepared for. And then that takes everything in a totally different direction, which I enjoy that. I love that so much. And I feel like, going back to your first question about being an entertainer, I mean, I feel like that's part of why I do this, not just for myself, but for other people. Because, like, we don't always let ourselves feel the things that we really want to feel. We don't always let ourselves break down, or always let ourselves feel the rage from stubbing our pinky toe on the damn couch again. It's like we mask a lot of stuff, or we stuff it down, or we throw it away, or we say that it's stupid, or we sit in it and we tell ourselves the story, and then we wallow in victimhood for like a day, so for me, I personally would absolutely love for my work to activate other people in emotions at the same time. Like, if we can experience it at the same time, like if you can experience it while I'm experiencing it in the scene, and then it brings healing to you in any kind of a way, that is probably the pinnacle of my purpose for this, I would say, would be everything that I would want. Because, like, I want to do action stuff, I want to do stunts, I want to do all the, like, cool things, right? And that's the fun thing. Like, a lot of the reason why I want to act in general is because I want to play a character that has skills that I don't have, and I want to spend 6 months getting those skills. Because I personally, I have a gift. I'm able to learn things physical pretty quickly. Like, martial arts, you can show me something, I can learn it. Like, I can learn choreography, I can learn how to dance. Like, I can learn things pretty quick. And so it's like, those are the things that I want to do. But I feel like also a large part of what I want to do is not just be seen, but let other people be seen by seeing me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, like,
it makes sense.
Like, oh, I'm not the only one that feels this way, Like, this dude feels this way, right? I don't know him.
Yeah.
I don't know what his life is, but this character feels like this, and I'm feeling this, and it's bringing me healing, or even maybe triggering me and being like, I don't like the way I feel with what I'm watching. And it's like, well, if anything, that's a pinpoint of something that maybe we all should be working on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's part of you that needs healing, or whatever, and I think that is probably the pinnacle of this profession for everybody. I mean, we all want to tell stories and do justice to even real people if you're doing like a biopic or something. But you also want to pull the audience into the experience that brings catharsis, brings healing, brings a sense of oneness, that we are not as different as everybody would believe. I think that's
I agree. So how do you stay grounded between roles?
I travel.
So you just like me, get on a plane.
Yeah, so I have a family, right? and we try to do fun stuff. And I mean, I'm trying to like, I want my kids to be as well-rounded as possible. And I've noticed with my oldest daughter, every time we go on a trip, even if it's just for like a weekend somewhere local that's like 3 hours away, somehow between the beginning of the trip and the end of the trip, she has just leapt in her ability to like communicate and her like she's grown in such an exponential way in such a small amount of time. And I've noticed that with myself too, because you know, different experiences change you as a person. But I like to, between roles, especially if there's like, if the roles are back to back, if I only have like a week or a few days in between, I like to travel because it creates an event in my mind that's a different memory from the other thing. So it's like I did this character over here, and then I did this. I went to this place. That happened. I basically reset my whole memory of everything, and now I can start this new thing. That's the best way for me to do it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so, how do you deal with rejection or criticism?
Day by day. Some days, who cares, man. You think what you want to think. Other days, I'm so mad about it and sad about it, and it hurts so much.
Of course.
It's mostly the rejection. I've gotten a lot more used to the rejection. The rejection I don't really care about as much. It's more of like, at this stage, the rejection is more like, dang, I need to bring some money in for my family.
Yeah.
That's like the crux of the rejection now, instead of it being like a personal attack on my identity or something. I mean, and like I said about the two different profiles that I have. One time I was on a Zoom audition, and they asked for my profiles at the end of the audition, which I thought I did decent, right? But like, Zoom auditions are weird anyways.
Yeah.
And so I showed my good side, and they were like, okay, show us the other side. And I went like this, and the director audibly on Zoom went, oh. I was like, sweet. Thanks, you guys. I definitely did not get this role. That's perfect.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. And so like, there's so much superficial, so many superficial aspects to this industry that like rejection doesn't mean as much as it used to for me anymore. Because like, okay, you don't like the way I look, it's because you want somebody that's got like dark hair, like, you know, or you want somebody tanner than me. I mean, definitely, like, I'm a little bit pink, like that's just my pigmentation. Like, you know, who knows? You want somebody tanner, or you don't want somebody that has like that nose, or who knows, right? And then it's also like an energy thing, you know, because especially in auditions, like when I'm on set and I've had time to get into character, it's different. But when you're doing auditions and stuff, like, I mean, I rapid fire like 4 or 5 auditions an hour just to get them done.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just blasting through them, and I'm using a teleprompter. Like, I don't memorize any of those. And so it's one of those things that's like, dude, I didn't put any prep in. I know you're really looking whether or not you like my look and whether or not you think I'm comfortable in front of the camera. The rest of it is like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I can do the thing. If you got directions, like I'll do whatever you want, like whatever you need, like I'll do that thing, right? But you know, sometimes it's like the personality doesn't work. It just, you know, like, I can't really think of an example, but like, you know, I'm not going to do a Forrest Whitaker role. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my vibe. I'm also not Forrest Whitaker. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. You're looking for something else, and it's totally okay. Like, it's totally fine for you to be looking for something else, and then it's totally okay for me to have auditioned for that thing. I mean, dude, okay, here, let's do it. I sent an audition in a week or 2 ago or something. I nailed it, by the way, but the character's name was Miguel.
You're not Hispanic looking, yeah.
I'm not going to get it. It said Miguel, all ethnicities, but like, we know what you're going for, because that name.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to do the tape, and I'm going to put my own spin on it and probably be like a stoner surfer, because that's usually like what I do for those when I know that it's not me. um, and so it's like, dude, yeah, you're gonna reject me for that. I know it's gonna happen, and that's totally okay. Criticism is a little bit different, but at the same time, like, one, I try not to read the comments really. That's probably like a big
Well, yeah.
thing. And two, like, criticism on these verticals for me means something completely different, because if you're going to criticize a $100 billion film, yeah, probably they probably did 50 takes of that one thing that you're criticizing, and they didn't quite get it right for you. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
verticals, like, sometimes we
You
do
get
one take. Yeah, we do one, and if they feel like they got it, then we move on.
Move on.
And so if I did something a little off, but they said it was fine, then we're moving on. And if you didn't like it, like, sorry, dude, like, we did it one time. I don't know what else you want. Like, we weren't exactly looking for like a Wes Anderson vibe, you know?
So the next question is, how do you build a backstory for characters that audiences meet in under a minute?
Well, one, I read the whole script for the most part. Sometimes you get the script so late that I don't really have time, and I just prep for the day before, and I make decisions on my own. But a lot of it is like, I mean, it's not like necessarily explicitly shown in any way, especially like within the first minute. I can think of, okay, so one specifically was when I played Dax Kingsley for escorting the ruthless billionaire doctor. Yeah, it was one scene, and it was like the second scene that I felt personally was the crux of the whole film. And that was when the other doctor comes in and he's like, hey, remember that pregnancy that you treated last week? She actually had an STD, and it's because of this prostitution ring or something, right? And so, as a character, I can choose how that hits me. I can get super mad about it. I can like brush it off and be like, oh, that's why this chick was calling, and then just call her back. Or for me, like, what I wanted was I wanted to have somebody close to me have died from something of that kind of a thing, or like somebody close to me to have been affected in that same exact way, right? So that when I heard that story, it hit me in a more deep, visceral level, because I have a personal attachment to that exact scenario happening to somebody that I love, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a backstory that I made, which just kind of dictated how I reacted in that scene to the news, which was wonderful, because my scene partner, he came in with a similar like mindset and vibe for it, and it just played off really well, in my opinion. Like, I enjoyed it. I felt like it was good. But it's like I tend to make the backstory something super, super personal. And I had, like I said, I was raised by my dad. My mom was she had a stint of life where she was a pretty good mother. It was small, but it was there. And otherwise, she took a lot of pills. We'll say that she did a lot of things, right? She attempted suicide multiple times. She was a free spirit. I mean, when my younger siblings, who are all my siblings are half siblings, I don't feel that way, but you know, we're all from like different people. When they were in high school, she just decided to up and move to the Bahamas for like 8 or 9 months. And so she just did that. Like, and she would just disappear for times. I went up and visited one time for a Thanksgiving, and she spent the entire time in her bedroom, like, weeping, which was wild. Yeah. And so I watched, that was actually a great week though, because I watched The Prisoner of Azkaban on like repeat, and I love Harry Potter, dude. So that's like one of my favorite movies now. But so when the backstory involves a lady, I can usually intertwine that with my mom, and it makes it pretty personal for me. And otherwise, you know, like I was bullied when I was younger, not necessarily physically because I've always been kind of big, but I was bullied like verbally. People made fun of me a lot, you know. And then I started playing sports so that they couldn't make fun of me anymore. And so I try to find the best, like the backstory necessarily, like the story of it doesn't matter as much to me as the emotional attachments to what's going on. So like if something is supposed to happen in the script, like not only how does that make me feel like thinking about it, but as the character, what events can have happened previously that would create a reaction that we want in this story, right? And that's kind of how I approach it, to find out what feels best as far as like connecting dots between my emotional inner life and like what's actually happening.
Yeah. Now one question that I wanted to ask earlier, but I think we could tie it into this. When you get into that headspace, like of, you know, whether it's, you know, those memories or those experiences and things like that, do you find it hard so when you're in a scene and you're thinking about that, trying to conjure up those emotions and things like that, do you find it hard to get out of that mindset, or how do you get out of that mindset once you get there? Because I mean, I'm sure it's not like you could, like a switch, you could switch it off.
No, I have like a 15 to 20 minute buffer afterwards, probably. And it depends on the emotion. If it's really intense, if it's like really intense, if it's like grief and sadness and sorrow, maybe sorrow is really a better word. If it's like sorrow mixed with like rage or something, that rage for me carries a whole slew, like there's a bunch of like other cans tied to that car, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot tied to that rage. So in scenes specifically, like in Yes Chef, there was a scene where I have to be very rageful after somebody sabotages one of my dishes, and like the biggest critic ever is like,
yeah,
and
it was the last dish, the dessert dish,
yeah, and that scene specifically, like, I had to feel some stuff that brought a lot of other things with it, and it took probably 15 to 20 minutes of me just like crying afterwards. And like I'd like get out of it and I'd be fine, and then all of a sudden because it's a body thing, it's necessarily a mind thing. Like when I jump into it, my body feels it, and it's not necessarily like, you know, you can't rationalize it. You can be like, yeah, you're safe, but I still feel all this stuff. And so like, yeah, it'll take me a second, and it'll be like, you know, I'll get out of it and I'll be fine, and then a minute later it'll just all come like rushing back up, and then I have to like, the thing is, part of me, I can't stuff it back down. I have to move through it. If I don't move through it, then it kind of creates these other issues that I have to deal with other emotions outside the other stuff, and the whole day becomes different. But if I just like, this is okay, I'm just going to live through this, I'm going to cry for this 30 seconds, and then I'm going to be done. And then 3 minutes later, maybe that might hit me again, and we'll find out. That's usually the way that I move through it, and it really just depends. It's usually the ones where I have to be like super rageful, especially if I have to be super rageful and there's like, and it's directed not towards a guy. If it's directed towards a female, then it brings a lot more stuff with it, because then it ties into like, you know, a lot of memories and a bunch of stuff, and like that's when it's harder to get out of, I would say. But if it's dudes, whatever, dude. I'll get pissed at you all the time, man. I don't care. It's fun, man. I also do, that's part of it too. Like I do, I practice MMA, I practice Muay Thai, and so we spar a lot. So like getting hit, it's fine. Fighting's fun. Like it's actually like really fun. So when we do stunts with guys and I got to be like super mad or something, it's like, nah, whatever, dude, who cares? But it's the other times that hit different.
So you've had some pretty steamy scenes. How do you and your co-stars build trust and chemistry on set?
I crack jokes a lot. A lot. Usually, I mean, we almost always have an intimacy coordinator that walks us through a bunch of stuff anyways. So there's boundaries that just don't get crossed,
Yeah.
which really helps as far as like trust goes, right?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, a lot of the time, it happens often. Will they do those like super heavy, intimate days on day one? You just met
Yes,
this.
I've heard that.
It's
Yeah.
wild. Fortunately,
Yes.
most of us, like me, and I mean my co-stars even more because the girls work way more than I do. Um, we've all been through it, so like we get it. You know, like there are certain things that work, certain things that don't, certain angles that work, like certain things. It's like, oh, you got to do this or do that. Like when you touch somebody's face, you'll actually like make indents because then they look weird. Like there's a whole mess of things that are just like practical.
Yeah.
But usually I just check in as often as possible. So like if we do something and we stop, I just step back and I'll just be like, "You good?" And then if they're good, then we're good. You know? And like I specifically because because I am married, one. I do
Yeah.
have daughters, two. Um, it's important to me for everybody to feel safe. So
Exactly.
I just want my co-star to feel safe, right? And I don't necessarily like it doesn't matter to me. Does that make sense? Like if there's something that somebody that like the client wants or the director wants, but my co-star's like a little bit uncomfortable with it, I'm like, sweet, well
Yeah.
let's just not do it. Like we don't need to.
Yeah.
Like who cares, right? It's like it's not like I'm looking for. I don't know. It's like I'm like looking for a hookup. Does that make sense? It's like,
Yeah.
dude, we're
Yeah. Of
professionals. We're
course.
trying to shoot this. We're trying to shoot this scene, right? We need to hit these certain elements, and it's like, what are we comfortable with? What are we not comfortable with? And like, are you sure you're cool with that? Like, are you good? Do you need a blanket, right? Like, and then also trying to I don't know, just make sure everybody feels safe. Like getting people robes, and that's not my job. It's not my job to get anybody a robe or whatever. But like, if we're like, let's say it's like a bed, and there is a blanket, it's like in between takes, just maybe just like toss that blanket over. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
do something, anything, you know. And like personally, I just want my co-stars to feel safe. I don't really care about the rest of it. I want it to look good, obviously, but that's also not my job. If it doesn't look good, like I don't know. You gotta tell me. So I'm not
Yeah.
watching it. I'm not seeing it. I'm just, living, I guess.
Well, yeah.
That's yeah. So like I can't see what exactly we're capturing. Um,
Hmm.
and so I just want everybody to feel safe. That's probably
Yeah.
the bottom
And
line.
that's the most important part. To make sure you're safe, they're safe, have the right people there, and, voice your opinion whenever something is not right, because at the end of the day, it's your image and it's going to stay on for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But also soap operas, man.
Mm.
Soap operas. So like they'll stick, but also it'll be like, well, that was a soap opera though, so we'll be all right.
Best case scenario. So, what initially drew you to the world of vertical dramas?
Just wanting to work. I know that's a very blunt answer.
Well.
I am SAG. I'm SAG eligible.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't have access to really any big auditions. I mean, I just got with an agency in July. They've gotten me some cool ones that I don't see. Like they've gotten me cool auditions that I would never have access to even submit to those things, right? I only
Yeah.
have access to the non-union stuff. And when I look on Actors Access now, the verticals are probably 60, 70, 80% of the postings that are happening. So it's really out of necessity and wanting to work. And I knew
Right.
when we were first starting out, like I submitted and I submitted for everything that I fit. So like with these verticals, I didn't understand what they were, but I was like, well, I'm just going to submit. I mean, it's acting, right? Right? And then I did my first one, and I realized that it doesn't feel any different as from an acting perspective, other than the fact that like you have to make sure that you're not doing things out of frame because the frame is narrow.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the stillness has to be there. Like you're still acting a similar way. I mean, I guess the dialogue is what the dialogue is. But it's no different. And I knew when I would do short films or films and I'd meet people, they'd be like, I'm never doing a vertical, or actors or whatever. They'd be like, I'd never do that. I'm like, well, are you working, dude? Because it's like, I don't think you're working much. Like, you should get the practice. Because like my mind, after I did my first one, I realized what these are, and I started seeing how much of them there are. And like I said, I submit to everything. So once I kind of started booking supporting roles and all that, I started to realize like, oh, these are the best acting gym that has ever existed for anyone, especially if you're doing leads, because we're doing anywhere from 10 to 20 pages a day, which is absurd from normal film standards. We're doing 1 to 2 takes, so you got a full send, right? Like you have to full send every take. There's no time for you to be like nervous in front of camera or whatever, which I definitely had to work through. I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. Everybody's got to work through that at some point, right? And so it's like, when are you going to get that much camera time? You're not.
Exactly.
If you're going to do a commercial, you're getting 10 seconds of camera time. It's not just time of other people seeing you. It's time that the camera is on you, because it's a completely different energy level. It's like us talking is an energy level, right? There's a camera here, doesn't feel like that big of a deal, but then you got 30 people around, bunch of other lights, and 2 much bigger rigs in front of you. And as soon as it's rolling, like you can feel the energy coming from it. And then when you're in a theater, you can feel your 50 person audience in front of you, or you can feel your 2,000 person audience in front of you. But the cameras are potentially, for these verticals, millions and millions of people. So that energy level is totally different. And you got to get used to it. You have to figure out how to navigate that and weave through it. And in that aspect, I mean, these verticals are probably the best thing to happen to actors in a long time, especially non-union people. Because if you don't, like, I don't necessarily know anybody in the industry. It's not like I can just pull up my uncle and be like, hey man, can you put me in a movie, please? I want to be an actor. Like, that's not a thing. Like, I got to work really hard to get anything. And so it's like, I'm so thankful to have this practice in so many different elements. You were saying about the intimacy stuff. Like, yeah, we do some crazy stuff, like stuff that I like, you don't necessarily see in like normal movies, even, right? But it's like, that's a whole nother comfortability level. That's a whole nother level of vulnerability for both people. I would say for the female lead more than the male lead, but still, I mean, I've done full ass for some of these. Like that's a level of vulnerability.
That was something.
Yeah, right. It's out of nowhere, dude.
I know. The chef one. I was like, what the hell? At least the one for real shorts, you had to choose. But the one for the chef one, I was like, okay, that just came out of nowhere,
man. Yeah, I got one coming where I got one coming out soon. I don't know when it's gonna come out. It'll probably be in a few weeks. Where it's another full ass, but it's like I'm running in a hotel pool away from this concierge guy with like a towel. It's so funny. When I ran, I specifically tried to slip around, so I'm like slipping and sliding. Just, oh my god, dude! I've seen it, but I can just imagine, like, I would laugh so hard at it. Oh my god!
When it comes out, let us know, and we will let you know what we think.
Oh my god, so funny, dude! I can't wait to see it.
For someone who doesn't know you, which vertical would you recommend them start with? For them to get someone who wants to know who Aaron Oberst is.
Maybe something that has full ass.
Well, yeah. right? That's what we need.
Because he's a goofball.
If you want to get to know me, dude, you got to see my butt. That's it. That's the only way.
There you go. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so like the one with those views was Surrender to My Professor. So that's like at like 130 million views or something. So that's the one like a lot of people have really, really liked. My personal favorite has been this chef one that just came out because that was my favorite character. They put tattoos on me. Yeah, like they put tattoos on me. They put like a little bit of silver in my hair. I got to be a completely different person. And because the tattoos were on me like they did henna, they were always, even when I was offset. Right. I got to live that character more than anybody else. And I specifically requested, because I was in Lithuania at the time, I requested an Airbnb with like a little studio with a full kitchen so that I could cook. So like I had these tattoos, I would go home and cook. I would cook myself breakfast. You know, like I just felt like a totally different human being. So me personally, I loved that role. Playing that role. I love playing it. So, you know, if you want to see something that I really, really enjoyed, it would probably be that one. But also, I would kind of say Kingsley with escorting the ruthless billionaire doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were a lot of different elements. There was a play element, and then like a darker element, but even not. And then like a little bit more of an emotional element. And so I feel like it had a decently well-rounded emotional bubble as far as like a character goes. Yeah. And it also was, I mean, I've done 5 professors, so which I got another one coming out in like a few.
Wait, the one that just came out was with Autumn. I did.
Yeah, I have another one coming out. I don't know when, but it'll be coming out sometime.
Another professor. Well, so far, and this is just my opinion, I think the best one you've done professor-wise is the one you did with Autumn because it showed so much character depth to why, like, they short apps, they really did pull it off. And it wasn't too crazy. I feel like it could have been crazy, but it wasn't.
That's so great to hear because I actually did that one coming off of another professor one. Right. I kind of like yeah, sure, playing the professor is, I mean, you could say typecast or, you know, you're in the same role, but I get to choose a different like a different subject for each of these professors. Mm-hmm. So they're actually different people. Like, even though it's a professor, like, dude, a sociology professor and a physics professor are completely different human beings.
Yeah, definitely.
I did a math professor that was totally different than Lawrence, who was on poetry, and I love poetry, by the way. Mm-hmm. And then, like with Autumn, I was an archaeologist, so basically like Indiana Jones, which is a totally different feel. And then I got super into history, which was really, really fun. Like, you know, just for myself, character-wise. And then the teacher before that, I was a dance teacher, so I got to do a lot of cool dance stuff, and like, man, I can't wait for that one to come out. That one's gonna be really fun.
All right, well, we'll see if that tops the one you did with Autumn, because that's my personal favorite. Professor one.
I'm super thankful that you feel that way, because that also is like farther along in my journey as an actor with these verticals, and just as an actor in general, than like Lawrence was, or like Surrender to My Professor was, or even the ones for Drama Box. And so to hear you say that makes me really happy, because that means, in my mind, that means that I have evolved also as these have gone on. And that's really all I care. Like, all I care about is becoming not better. I think I'm going to stop saying the word better, because I don't necessarily know if there's like a better, but more of a full actor. And creating fuller characters. I think that is like my goal is to be able to create the fullest, realist, most visceral character possible. And that's one thing that I love about this is a problem that I have. Every time I try to watch a Daniel Day-Lewis movie and learn from his acting, I can't, because I forget to learn. I'm watching it. Sometimes I forget he's even in the scene. He becomes part of the world, instead of it being like, oh, this guy is acting. Like in There Will Be Blood, there's multiple times that I forgot he was there. like he's there. He's the one saying the stuff, but he feels like he's part of the set. Like he's part of the
Right.
table. He's part of the chairs. Like he is there. He's part of the world. He's like an NPC in a video game, you know? He's just that's he's doing the thing. And so, and I feel like that is the goal is becomes so full at this that people forget that you're acting. They forget that they're watching a movie and they think they're just watching something happen. And you leave the theater, you leave your home, and you're living in this world, and it doesn't feel like you're no longer analyzing anything. You're no longer being like, oh, the lighting or the edit or whatever. None of it matters. You're just like you're in with this person, and that's where I want to be. Anyways, sorry.
But at least though, you haven't gotten to a point where people only know you by a certain character. And I mean, I call you Daddy December, but I know you're Aaron Oberst. Okay, I mean, I can tell the difference. But there are some people, like, take for instance Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. He's Dean Winchester. Like, that's just what people know. Jamie Dornan. He's Christian Grey. Like, that's what people are going to know him by.
Yeah. Totally.
So,
and that's one thing, like we're saying about these vertical, or you were saying about, you know, the internet's forever. These verticals are going to be around for like forever. But at the same time, like, I'm so fortunate to have played so many different characters, even if they didn't quite like hit necessarily from like me watching it, or even if there's like overlap and you're like, well, I still get to explore like different stuff to try to flesh out and be a fuller person and a fuller actor. And
it's good that you're not typecasted.
Yeah, and like, and even, I mean, in a sense, kind of, because I've done a bunch of these professor ones, but also that has to do with like,
I'd call that your niche. You're good at being a professor, I guess.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But also, like, I'm older, so it, you know, like, I'm 36.
Well, you don't look that old.
Like 24. They're 18 to 24. Like, I think 26 was like the high end, right? And so, like, that lends itself to, well, what scenarios is an older dude and a younger girl gonna get together? Well, school.
Yeah.
Hey. You know, and there's like, I mean, there are definitely other ones. I've done some other ones where it's like some dad or their ex's dad.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and some of them are weird. Oh, you know what? This is what I was gonna. I'm gonna make a post about this, and I don't know if you're gonna even want to include this. But there's been a lot of talk about like the age gap thing and how it's like this trope, and people are getting over it. Well, I have a story. I can't really hear this ear very well. I have like 60% hearing loss, relatively severe tinnitus. So I've been hearing ringing in my ear for the last 16 years, constant, all day, every day. And that happened from a head injury that I had in 2009. I was at a party. That party got broken up. I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to invite everybody to my house for a party because my grandma happened to be gone that weekend. And so I invited everybody to my house. And this is how the story goes, because I lost my memory of the entire night. So everybody goes to my house. A bunch of fights start breaking out with a bunch of these random dudes, and different ones, like not just one fight, but like a bunch of different fights, which is crazy. And I don't remember anything. So this is the story. And so I go to break up one of these fights because it's like a friend of mine and another guy that like I kind of knew who he was. And so I'm breaking up this fight, and the guy that I kind of knew who he was, he clocks me. And so I sucker punched, or not even sucker punched, because I inserted myself into this fight. So like I should have expected it. But we're all drinking, we're all drunk. And I whiplashed and I hit my skull right back here on the concrete.
Oh.
And yeah. And so that being the whole thing, right? But so now everybody's at this party. I'm passed out on the concrete. Everybody's scared. Nobody knows what to do. A bunch of people just leave. One of my good friends, her name was Jessica. At the time, she was 18. She was dating her 32-year-old professor. She called him because she didn't know what to do. Everybody was scared. Nobody knew what to do. She called him, and he was like, hey, nobody's getting in trouble. you have to call an ambulance. You have to.
Literally.
If you don't call an ambulance, there's a chance that he'll die. You have to call an ambulance. It doesn't matter if you guys are scared. This is a life or death thing. You must call an ambulance. And she's like, okay. So she calls 911. They come, paramedics come, take me to Compton. They have a great head trauma unit in Compton, St. Francis. Shout out. I was in ICU for 4 days. Had to relearn how to walk and talk. Not really. It was very quick for both of those things, except for the talking. If I wasn't on Vicodin and I was on blood thinners, my brain would swell up and I formulate sentences in my mind, but I could not speak them, and I also could not write them down. It was a nightmare. But all to say, that whole situation, there's a chance that I would not even be here if it wasn't for my 18-year-old friend dating her 30-year-old professor at the time. And so those relationships, they do happen in real life. It's not just a trope.
That's true. Yeah, it's taboo, but it happens.
It's not just that it happens, too, because like a 12-year age gap isn't that big when you're 30 and 42 or 40 and 52. I mean, my dad and my stepmom are 12 years apart. You know, things happen as far as like an age gap is concerned, but also like, I don't know, man, if it wasn't for that, like there was a mature man in this girl's life, you know, unhealthy, healthy, whatever, however you feel about that like actually brought a maturity to the situation that would not have been there otherwise, right? And like we all know, at least I know this, we men mature at a much slower pace than women do for the most part.
No, true. I mean, for guys it's 26 for their frontal lobe to be fully developed. For girls it's like 24, 26. Sorry, 25.
But even then, like you know, 4-year gap, which is like my wife and I are about 5 years apart. It works, dude. It works because the maturity level, like she's more mature than most of the time. And so they're a trope, but I kind of owe my life to one of these legit life relationships, which is kind of wild.
It's crazy how these high schoolers didn't call or didn't want to call 911.
Well, I was in college, so we were in college first of all, but
it makes it worse.
So like that's the thing. The drinking age is 21. Everybody's like 18, 19, 20. Nobody wants to get busted. Nobody's sure what to do, right? So my friend calls her professor, boyfriend guy, who's 14 years older than her. And he's like, look, man, like, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. And, oh, man, it just happens. And even like that friend of mine, she is an amazing person. Even when we were in high school, she always, like, she was more mature than everybody. Like, she was older. She was older. She was like 16 going on 25.
Yeah.
And so there's I don't know, man. Like I read a thing today about these things being like gross and uncomfortable and a trope and this and that, and I'm like, okay, like I hear that argument for sure. It is like in a sense, but at the same time, like it happens a lot, like a lot, and not just that, but like it saved my life, dude.
No, but you know. One thing that I wish, though, is I wish that they would do more of reverse age gap for the women, like an older woman and a younger man. But when they do it,
I've seen
they don't. The older woman is like in her 30s. I mean, it's like that's not really much older.
So what's the age gap you want, Jonathan?
Yeah, I just read. So I just had an audition for. I won't say all the details, but it was basically an audition for the villain, who is like the male lead ex-husband, who's also like a business partner, and then there's like this new young kid who comes through and is like the heir to some fortune or whatever.
Of course.
And so the female lead and me are butt heads because we were in a relationship, we're not anymore, and then she's like falling for this like younger dude. So exactly what you're saying, those are probably going to start coming out. because I just read one like last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that.
They should, because like that's all you see is like older men and younger women, and it's like, come on. But I think just in general, I think it's a taboo though.
Yeah, they also put us in weird situations too, because like, yeah, it's weird, but then they put us in these like weird dynamics. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that weird. Does that make sense? Like, you get into these situations that are like, this feels murky. This feels a little different than it was just like, you know, like in my opinion, like for my friend, she made the move and he was not into it for a while.
Right.
It's like, dude, you don't understand. Like I'm older than you think in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's totally different. So it can be something else than just like this older dude being like relatively creepy, but we're supposed to like it.
But at least they're not showing like an 80-year-old heir grandpa and like a 20-year-old girl. So like,
that would be Anna Nicole Smith. Okay, that happened.
That's geriatric at that point. Yeah, this is Anna Nicole Smith. Have you guys seen Letterkenny by any chance?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. It's a Hulu show and it's a comedy and it's in a small town in Canada. But there's a character on there named Gail who is just uber sexual. Like, that's her character is just sexual, and it's hilarious because it's in a comedy setting and it's so ridiculous. But like, her character is into super old men. So she's like late 30s, maybe like in her 30s, and she's like, "What? You guys never been in geriatric? Dude, get out of there!" It's so funny, dude. It's so, oh my God, is it ridiculous? I love it. Well, that's where that lives. That lives in the comedy realm.
She passed away, so it's not like she's gonna hear it.
It doesn't matter. You gotta give respect to the dead.
When did she pass away?
She's alive, isn't she?
No, she's not. She's dead.
Then respect to the dead.
She is dead. She died a while back.
Respect to the dead.
Respect to the dead.
There you go.
Anna Nicole Smith died, and she had she had a daughter, but her daughter's like 18 or something now.
Oh.
Not with the old guy, by the way.
I remember when she had that show on E for like forever. So for some reason in my mind, she's just still around. And it probably
she passed away. I think she passed away with. It might have been not drugs, but pills. I think
it was something. Yeah.
Two truths and a lie.
And the score is 18-23. I'm at 18. She's at 23.
Yes.
Hey, you're missing 17 truth or lies. I'm just kidding. This is number 58. I'm joking with this.
No, there's a bunch. No, there's a bunch where we both didn't get a point. Yeah, we both like lost. Yeah, there's a bunch of those.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I used to play hockey. I used to be able to throw a baseball over 90 miles per hour, and I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
You were in a hockey vertical.
I was.
So that could very well.
He definitely was. He's a traveler, so he could have went up the mountain.
And he used to play baseball.
But did it go to 90?
That's the thing.
Hey. I know, getting like super specific with the lie.
Yeah, I actually don't know, to be honest.
We actually had somebody tell us, like, had one of the choices be like a really horrible accident that hurt a bunch of people. And we thought, there's no way that they would go and pretend that that's the lie. No. That was the lie.
About Lucas.
Was that it? Was it him? He sits on the boat.
It was Lucas. He's like, yeah, there was a car crash, and my ex-girlfriend was the one.
He would do that, dude. His sense of humor is so funny.
Oh, you know Lucas. There you
go. Dude. We actually went to the gym together. We went because we did when we did escorting the Ruthless Inner Doctor together. Like we went to the gym after one of those days. It was fun, man. That dude's great. We had some great.
All right, let's get back to the two truths and a lie.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good, Aaron. Jennifer, go first since Pick Me Girls go first.
What did you say?
I said I used to play hockey. I used to be able to throw a baseball 90 miles per hour, and I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
I'm gonna. Every time I get ready to say one, I'm like, wait, no, maybe that's not it.
I'm gonna be honest. This is all really hard, and I chose these because it's really hard.
I know. I'm like,
The
because
baseball
the
one is
first
obvious, but then it could be.
the first two, I'm gonna say number one. You played hockey? No, I don't think you did.
You probably did play hockey. You probably did.
No, I don't think you did.
I'll say baseball. I'll go. Yeah, yeah. People are gonna say, "Ta." He literally wanted a career in baseball, but I'll go with baseball.
Okay.
We
both locked it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't play hockey.
You got it right.
You got it right. Yeah, I actually, for that hockey vertical, I spent 2 weeks learning to ice skate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
I went from 0 to hockey stuff in like a week and a half.
Oh,
and
wow.
then
Okay.
yeah, and then I found out. So I learned to skate, and I can actually skate pretty well now. And then I found out pretty quickly that being able to skate and being able to play hockey are completely different things. Hockey is so hard. If you didn't like grow up playing it, hockey, like just being able to be like, yeah, let's go play a game of pickup hockey. Like, no, dude,
No
way, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You are. I can guarantee it. This is crazy.
Can y'all hear that?
No.
My parents
and you
lived
did
in... What?
Huh?
You are able to do a 90-mile-per-hour swing. I mean, throw.
Yeah, well, I can probably throw in the 80s, but when I was 16, I was throwing like 90, 91.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. And then that's when I got hurt shortly after that. And then my parents used to live in Tanzania because they ran an orphanage out there. And when I went to go visit, I climbed Kilimanjaro because they live right at the base. And it was like, I'm going to the other side of the world. I might as well do the thing that's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Like, why would you not?
Well, congratulations to everyone who got that correct. Okay.
I'm at 24 now.
I thought that
That's
he would
so
play
funny.
hockey because he actually played that hockey one really well. So I thought maybe you had some experience, but I guess I'm wrong.
Thank you. Yeah, I was actually
you're
very
on
excited.
24.
I was excited they used some of my actual footage for the hockey playing.
Yeah.
Because we had a stunt double for some of the stuff, and then there was like a very specific where I got like checked behind in the boards, and then I had to like sprint to the other side of the net, and that was me. So excited. So excited they used it.
I'm glad to. All right. Rapid fire. You ready?
Yo.
All right. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Funny. Athletic.
Confident?
Ridiculous.
Okay. I'll take it. How do you like to start your day?
Coffee.
What song always puts you in a good mood?
There's a song by the Killers on their album Wonderful, Wonderful, Wonderful that's called The Man. It's a great song. Great song.
Favorite kind of cheese on pizza?
On pizza?
Yeah.
Well,
favorite kind of cheese?
On pizza's mozzarella.
Mozzarella?
But, yeah, but like if you didn't say on pizza, I was going to say Roquefort, which is the king blue cheese. And it is my absolute favorite cheese. It's so good. It's so stinky.
Put that on a charcuterie board.
Yeah, do it.
Favorite pie flavor?
Blueberry.
You played Daddy December, but what's your go-to holiday movie?
Go-to holiday movie. Polar Express.
Oh, that's nice. What's your dream filming location?
Probably like those weird, like the weird islands that have like old temples on them. Like
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
there's different
Like the old
ones. Like
Mayan civilization, they have
yeah,
the
like you can
islands
either
there.
go because there's like South America, there's Southeast Asia, and then there's some like off the coast of I think Ireland maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some off the coast of the island,
yeah,
island.
there's like a bunch of weird ones. It's like something like
Yeah.
that, like something old. I personally, my location, my favorite, my like dream location is somewhere that as a civilian I would not be able to go, but because we're
Mm.
filming there, I'm able to be there. Like a weird temple or like a weird, like something like if I like Indiana Jones, they went to
Mm.
Petra in Jordan for the Last Crusade. Like you can't go in there. Like you can't do
No, you
that
can't.
anymore. But they did, so that's cool. Like I'd like to get those perks.
Yeah.
Imagine an imaginary temple on Lake Island off the coast of Brazil, and just go there
There you
for
go. Yeah,
vertical.
I'll take that. Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. What's your
Nice.
most memorable fan reaction you've ever had?
Most memorable fan reaction. Oh, I did a meet and greet maybe like 10 days ago or something, and they asked me
Okay.
what my dream role was, and it's a very nerdy answer. It has to do with Star Wars. And one of the fans went like this, yes! And I was so excited because as soon as I said knew exactly what I was talking about, and she knew everything that I was saying, and she was muted, but she was like, yes. And then as I kept talking, she was like, that's it. That's it. You go, dude. And I was so stoked about it. Like it made me so happy. Because it's so nerdy of me. Like it's what I'm a huge Star Wars guy, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek
Yeah,
too, but Star
you
Wars
love
mostly.
sci-fi.
Yeah, I love it. But when I had a fan understand everything about what I was saying about my dream role, I was so pumped about it.
What was your first thought when you saw yourself in vertical format?
um, Dude, that looks great. Literally,
You
literally
take
that.
it.
Because I
What?
just didn't know. I was like, oh, that looks amazing. Because I saw they had like color corrected and like they had already edited it at that point, and then
Right.
we had shot it that day, and the editor had already done a bunch of stuff by that night when I had seen it, and I was like, dude, this looks so good. I'm genuinely surprised.
Yeah. What's one word you want people to think of when they hear Aaron Oberst?
Kind.
Hogwarts house.
Hogwarts house?
Yeah.
Gryffindor, dude.
Okay.
Gryffindor all day. All day. Although the argument could be made that I could be a Slytherin for sure.
Mm. Oh well,
For
I'll
sure.
take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I have a cousin Hufflepuff, and he'll tell you that he's a Hufflepuff all day long. My wife is Ravenclaw. Easy, easy Ravenclaw. She has a Ravenclaw mug. I have a Gryffindor mug. But I will say that I can easily slip into a Slytherin state pretty quick.
Pretty easily. Okay. What's a fun fact about you that fans might not expect?
Well, usually I would say I'm Mount Kilimanjaro.
You already spilled.
But yeah, but we already talked about that. Fans wouldn't expect. I'm a nerd, dude. I'm a super nerd. Like I'm athletic.
Wow.
I played all the sports, but like, dude, I went super high into like mathematics and sciences, so I'm like nerdy in that respect. And then like
Yeah.
I love Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Star Trek and sci-fi, and like I'm super nerdy in that respect too. And I will dress up and go to wherever, dude. Like I will I'm just down. I'm down for all the nerdy stuff. Like I love it so much. So much. But then it's crazy because then suddenly like I could go play these sports with all these dudes talking about like go hang with like football dudes
Right.
and just be fine. But in my heart, I'm really like, why aren't we talking about Lord of the Rings right now?
Right. No, I get it. Favorite comic book
Because we're
character?
cool.
Favorite comic book character? Batman.
Do you like?
Also favorite superhero because Batman he has no powers. No powers. He is super rich, so that could be a power. But you can't just be rich and become Batman. Batman from
Iron
the
Man.
comic book is Iron Man. But here's the thing about Batman. Batman is in the comic books. He is peak physical, peak mental, and he's rich. So like he's rich, sure. Tony Stark is also peak mental, but he's not peak physical.
Nope.
Batman had to train hard to do what he does.
I agree.
And burning the candlestick at both ends. So that dude is probably like just insane.
Literally.
Yeah.
Do you like sharing stories?
But like what?
Do you like sharing stories?
Sharing stories, yes. Yeah.
We've heard a lot of those today.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't like telling any stories at all.
Do you like soundtracks more than lyrics?
Yes. 100%. I would listen to a soundtrack way sooner than I would like anything else would.
Do you like singing in the shower?
Uh-huh. And the car. And karaoke. And in my garage. And in my house. I sing all the time. Am I good at it? Maybe. Probably not. But do I do it? Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I love it. It's so great.
Okay. Secret talent or hobby?
Secret talent or hobby? Secret talent. I can do a lot of gymnastic stuff randomly.
Okay, that's
so like
good.
I can do a lot of weird flips and
Yeah.
weird, wouldn't necessarily think that somebody of my size would be able to do specifically.
That's fine. Biggest fear?
Not being remembered.
You will be remembered, trust me. Favorite national park?
Favorite national park? I just went to Zion. Zion National Park is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Okay. If you can invent your own island, what would you name it?
Invent my own island.
What would you name it?
And it can be the island can be anywhere?
Anywhere. Yep. You just gotta name it.
Surfalicious.
Surfalicious. I like that. If you can invent a new game, what's the goal?
New game, what's the goal? The goal is survival.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you could invent a silly dance, what is that called?
What's the silly dance called?
Yeah. If you could invent one, what you gonna call it?
The Mandingo.
The Mandingo. Like that. Do you like playing with pets?
Yes. All kinds, really. I'm allergic to cats. In the sense that like I can't touch a cat. Really? I can't touch a cat and then touch my eyes. I'm screwed. But I can be around cats and I'm fine. But as soon as I touch one and touch my face, like you're
done.
It's over, dude.
It's
but
over.
yeah, I love pets, man. Any pets. I like snakes too.
Snake Island, there we go.
Snake Island. Whoa, dude.
We're sending you there. Do you like clapping along to music?
No.
Okay. The first no.
What do you
Perfect.
mean? Wait, like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, no.
Like,
no.
You're like, hey, get to somebody. Like, dancing and clapping. Okay.
I like dancing, not the clapping. Unless it's like me trying to be ridiculous with it. I will tell you that I get the dance floor started at weddings more often than you would believe. Like,
that's amazing.
Every wedding that I've ever been to, I'm the dude that gets it.
I'm glad you say that because in December I got to go to my cousin's wedding and they're already telling me to do solo dance performances and I'm like, no.
That's what's up. It is so much fun. And it's great because everybody's like, oh, that guy looks stupid. I could look stupid. No worries. Because my dance moves aren't exactly, I mean, like I have rhythm, but like, you can just do stupid things with rhythm and they look passable, but people would be like, yeah, I guess I can go
Right.
shake it.
Do you enjoy? Do you enjoy when someone gently teases your habits?
Tease my habits? What
Yeah.
does that mean?
So like sometimes like I'll do it to you like
Yeah, I love it.
like
I
I just
love it.
tease you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it 100%. Yeah, most of my co-stars, so you said you've interviewed my co-stars. Anybody after this, if you even remotely ask them what interacting with me was like, they're probably going to tell you that they made fun of me the whole time.
Yeah,
It's like,
Autumn kind of told me, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have a blast with him. He's a
nice.
goofball." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, dude. Autumn was we had a lot of together, but that's because she's also ridiculous.
She's a
She's
goofball
so
too.
funny, dude. I
Yeah.
probably should have said her. Jess is funny. Autumn's really, really funny too. Yeah, it's true. Me and her had a lot of fun.
I am relaying the message after this. So, do you like someone whispering in your ears? And it could be
depends
anything.
on
It's
who.
like
It depends on who. Like
they just come up to you like, "Oh, bro, come here."
no. Get away
Okay.
from me, dude. Get away. It
Well,
tickles, man.
well, it's in the room, so you gotta whisper it.
I know. Part of the issue for me though is that because I have a decent amount of hearing loss in this ear, like if you whisper into this one, I have no idea what you're saying first.
Right.
And then if you whisper into this one's extra sensitive. It's like picking a slack or something. So it just like it's like on my
right.
like,
Yeah, no, I get it. Do you like slow, meaningful glances?
yes.
Hope or impact?
Impact.
Okay. Chaos or faith?
Faith.
And the last one is legacy or respect.
Legacy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for doing that rapid fire. Thank you very much for coming on to the Vertical Take with Jennifer and Taha. I will link all your stuff in the description box below. Oh, including that YouTube video of that game. I forgot the name now. You can remind me.
Oh my gosh, Rise of Kingdoms.
There you go, Rise of Kingdoms. All right, and until next time, go do your homework, people.